A very good evening to one and all. Mega Minds brought to limelight 2020 by IOC Bahrain community, powered by MBM Holding, co-powered by Aeroscope. We will start our mega event of IOC community with a silent prayer commemorating our very recent valuable loss, Mr. Ahmed Patel, and all the victims left us due to pandemic. A 1-minute prayer. IOC community Bahrain is immortalizing the 131st birthday of our most beloved Chacha Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, the outstandingly brilliant leader who could build up a nation with kids and all our well-wishers today. We have got a cream layer of geniuses, the nerds from the 4 schools on this platform. The top scorers, Master Animesh Panta from the New Millennium School, Master Gaurav Prakash from the Indian School, Ms. Shruti Bathani from the Asian School, and Master Chaityak MB from the Bhavan's Indian School. In fact, we had a very remarkable mega elimination round on the 27th November, in which more than 300 students participated and displayed their competencies on a virtual platform witnessed by thousands. I'm sure that many of you were there on that platform along with us. For eliminating, this is the ultimate goal, that we organize such a mega event, the constraints and the barriers of COVID-19. We got the support from Euroturbine, Pinpoint, We First, Keval Ram and Sons, along with Al Hawaj, in eliminating the barriers of COVID-19. We could end up with these 4 mega minds and their quiz master, Ms. Sonurita Simetha, is a very famous journalist, former RJ and a quiz master. Ensuring perfection in technology, we have our instigator, Mr. Tawfiq, our quiz director, and Mr. Adil from IOC team. With gratitude and delight and pleasure, let me welcome our most beloved President, Mr. Mohammed Mansoor, a leader who knows his way, shows the way, and leads the way, steering the community of IOC Bahrain, the guiding light of our community, for his presidential address and the welcome speech. Over to you, sir.
Dr. Sam Pitroraji, Himanshu S.G., Dr. Aarti Krishna ji, or Mansoor Pallur ji. Good evening. It gives me immense pleasure to address this gathering today, where distinguished guests have joined us from across the world. As we get ready to begin the celebration of birth anniversary of India's first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, with an inter-school Children's Day quiz, I would like to extend a hearty welcome to our chief guest, a personality who needs no introduction, an entrepreneur, innovator, a scientist who holds more than 100 patents, and it's popularly referred as the father of Indian telecom, Sri Sam Pitrodaji. He is also the IOC chairman. It is our privilege to have you in your busy schedule, sir. We are also honored to have with us Sri Himanshu Vasji and Dr. Aarti Krishna ji and Mansoor Pallur ji, and also a couple of prominent people are from Bahrain. Mr. Palaniswamy, Principal of Indian School, Sri Saji Jacob, Principal of Bhavan's Indian School, Mrs. Molly Maman, Principal Asian School, Mr. Anil Kumar Sharma, Principal New Millennium School, R.K. Pillai, President of Bahrain Kerala Samajam, Mr. Stalin Jacob, President of Indian Club, Mr. Pradeep Shetty, President of Bahrain Kannada Sangha, and Mr. Soman Baby and Abraham John, all are welcome to our today's Children's Day Inter-School Quiz Competition. And today I would like to happily announce we completed 1 year of Indian Overseas Congress Bahrain. In this occasion, I would like to present one small video of our activities, what we did today. Kindly have a look at it. Thank you.
We have 550 million young below age of 25. And everything we do at my age has to be about them. It is time for 40-year-old people to come in and take charge of the country. They have to really build the kind of India they want to build. Today, in many circles when I talk, I find that they have 19th century mindset, 20th century processes, and 21st century needs. And we got to change that. And it can only be changed with young talent. So that's why I believe in Congress.
Indian Overseas Congress is a group of concerned, committed, diverse, capable and courageous overseas Indians and friends of India. Under the able guidance from the Indian National Congress headed by Srimati Sonia Gandhi, President INC, and Shri Rahul Gandhi, we aim to create a better world for all through democracy, diversity, inclusion, secularism, freedom, truth, simplicity, and dialogue. The motto is to create a better world for all by spreading the message of inclusivity and non-violence through uplifting and effective communication. The various activities of the IOC include the promotion of culture, trade, tourism, education, health, community service, welfare of overseas Indians, and other charity programs. One of our other most inspirational leaders, Shri Sam Pitroda, who is an internationally respected and renowned telecom inventor, entrepreneur, thinker, and policymaker, has spent 50 years in information and communications technology, ICT. He is the founder of and is popularly known as the father of India's telecommunications and technology revolution of the 1980s. Shri Himanshu Vyas, AICC Secretary IOC in charge. Dr. Arathi Krishnan, Secretary IOC Middle East in charge. Shri Mansoor Polur, Convener Middle East. Indian Overseas Congress IOC Bahrain is headed by Shri Mohammed Mansoor, President IOC Bahrain. The team is very active in promoting Indian culture, trade and tourism. In Bahrain, the President has been very vocal, dynamic and energetic and leads his team from the front. This has led to a very vibrant and experienced team from different fields which contributes immensely in all programs under the IOC banner. A few of the highlights are: celebrated all Indian official events and days such as National Days and Martyrs' Days, Independence Day and Republic Day. Joined with KHK heroes under the vision of His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa during the time of the pandemic to distribute food kits to all the needy. Over 2,000 kits were distributed to labourers, camps and distressed families. Distributed food kits along with Lions Club, RIFA. Distributed ration kits along with Bahrain Red Crescent Society. Helped mortuary cases in releasing the dead bodies to be flown back to India. Operated chartered flights to India supporting repatriation and provided PPE kits for people on board. Celebrated the 151st birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi by trying to instill his values in the younger generation by organising a speech competition. This gave today's youth a connect with Gandhiji's ideology and gave them an opportunity to tell the world why Gandhiji's principles are even more relevant in today's world. donated 500 PPE kits to Sri Rahul Gandhiji's constituency, Wayanad, distributed Ramadan kits alongside the Bahrain Red Crescent Society, joined hands with BKSF members to distribute over 600 meals in a single day to those in need, distributed food kits along with KMCC, organised numerous virtual Zoom meetings with the international speakers and Indian leaders of the highest credentials during this pandemic related to various topics. We'll be organising inter-school children's quiz competitions for about 350 students, especially for Children's Day. We are privileged to have a very civic-minded executive team of truly compassionate members who work alongside dedicated volunteers and are the force behind IOC Bahrain's success in conducting meaningful events to further our noble cause. And with your support, we will continue to grow from strength to strength and be more successful in the coming days.
The Bahrain Indian Overseas Congress has completed 1 year under the vibrant leadership of the great visionary Dr. Sam Petrodelji, and we tried our best to implement the blueprint proposed by him. I personally thank Mr. Himanshu Vyas and Dr. Arti Krishna for timely guidance and Mr. Mansoor Pallur for his all support. It was impossible without the support of executive members and volunteers and well-wishers of Indian Overseas Congress, Bahrain. Jai Hind.
With immense gratitude and pleasure, on behalf of the IOC community Bahrain, I would like to welcome the global chairman of IOC, the father of India's computer and IT revolutions, Dr. Sam Petroda, to inaugurate this function, felicitate and bless the children, those who are participating in this event. Over to Dr. Sam Petroda.
Thank you. Greetings from Chicago. Mr. Muhammad Mansoor, President of the Indian Overseas Congress, Bahrain. Mr. Himanshu Vyas, Secretary AICC, in charge of Overseas Congress. Dr. Arti Krishnan, Mr. Mansoor Pallur, executive members of the Indian Overseas Congress in Bahrain, leaders and principals of the schools like Mr. Swami, Jacobs, Pillai, and others. Dear young students, ladies and gentlemen, once again, greetings from Chicago. It is indeed a special honor and privilege for me to be with you. One, to compliment you for the excellent work you all have done in the first year of Indian Overseas Congress in Bahrain. Bahrain is one of my favorite places. One, it is very close to India. Two, it has a large community from India. And three, the local community is so very supportive, friendly, open, and welcoming. We are all lucky to have a base in Bahrain. My compliments to the executive team and Muhammad Mansoor for putting together a very good video outlining all the work you have done. And I'm delighted that you have engaged young people in this activity. We are also here to celebrate Pandit Nehru's legacy. Especially for young, we all need to remind that Pandit Nehru was the real architect of outlining a plan for modern India based on the idea of India that our founding fathers had, rooted in democracy, human rights, freedom, inclusion, diversity, all of the things that we talk about today. But I think one of the most important contribution was about science and technology. He built the temples of science and technology with clear focus on new institutions like IITs, IIMs, CSIR laboratories, agricultural research, atomic energy, space research, and a whole host of institutions and infrastructure that we benefit from today had the seeds planted in Nehru's time. So I want to take about 5-10 minutes to talk about science. To me, without science and scientists, there is no future. Today, we all enjoy facilities that we take for granted, like telecom, energy, computers, television. All of these things were possible only because someone out there a long time ago did some scientific work, research. Science is all about finding truth. Science is about finding mystery of the nature. On one hand, you look beyond Earth into galaxies and try to find our origin. On the other hand, you go right deep into atoms and molecules, into cells, and try to see how everything got created. So a broad horizon, and you have deep inside thinking to really search for truth. And when you find that truth in science, it is applicable to humanity. If you break a code for DNA, it applies to everybody. If you discover a particular medicine, it is useful to the whole humanity. So the beauty of science to me is that when you find truth, that truth is universal. But it requires scientific thinking. It requires rational logic. It requires certain discipline. And it doesn't help if you believe in blind faith. It doesn't help if you quote something from the history without any base. Science requires you to focus on truth and absolute truth. And I think if young people understand that their future lies in science, truth and absolute truth, and devote their journey to searching for truth, they would be happy on the way, and they'll be able to make a major contribution to humanity. Science is everything. Think of Albert Einstein, a great scientist who could take just paper and pencil and visualize what is going on out there in the space, and with just some mathematical formula, prove something so profound that it takes 100 years of work to observe that in real experiments that he could observe by imagination. What he said to me, basically, is that imagination is more powerful than knowledge. So I want all young people to focus on science, imagine things, search for truth, and not get blinded by other rhetoric that to some extent we promote in our history, in our religion. Because in religion, when you look for truth, it really applies only to you, because we all have different beliefs. But the truth in science is universal. And that's why it appeals to me more. I'm more interested in finding truth in science. And for young people, you are blessed with a lot of new technology that has just come about in the last 25 years. Internet, smartphone, web, biotech, nanotech, materials, DNA. These things offer opportunity to really redesign the world. And all of you need to really spend a lot of your time trying to figure out how things work. Very few people know how the cell phone works. What happens inside? How do you get all these applications? Where does the information go? What happens to the information there? What is the back end like? How does fiber optics fit into this? How does software fit into it? And that is the challenge for young to inquire. Curiosity is a very powerful tool. Once you build that curiosity in you, keep asking questions. There are no stupid questions in this world. When you begin to ask questions, you start a journey to find answers. And when you are on that journey to find truth, you will find the happiness comes automatically because you are engaged. I tell sometimes to my family member that even if I was in prison, I would be very busy because nobody can take my mind away. And I want young people to really activate their mind and not be dull in listening to what others want to tell you, but look for search yourself, chart out your own journey. And there are so many things around you. For example, how many of you know how a refrigerator works? What goes into a refrigerator? What goes into a fan, a radio, a television, automobile? How does engine work? I mean, these are all the facts of life that we take for granted. Even equipment in the kitchen. How does blender work? What are the principles that make things work like that? If you look at the history, first you had in recent history force by Newton that defined how everything works. Newton just saw a little apple fall down and came up with the whole idea of mechanics. Just think of the idea. Then came Maxwell's, Tesla's and others who defined the idea of or the law of electromagnetics. That if there's a current in the coil, you can pick it up, transmit radio signals. Then came Einstein, who came up with the idea of E equal to mc square. Now we have a massive opportunity, hyperconnectivity. I mean, look at this. Hundreds of people are connected from all over the world where we could interact, talk, see. at no cost to us. Can you imagine the power of that? What it tells me is the distance is dead, time is instant, and communication is unlimited. Knowledge is democratized, and you can come see my house. You can see my office in the house. You can see every little thing around here, which was not possible 15, 20 years ago. It is this power of science and technology that you all young need to harness. Your journey has to be based on science. You could be a lawyer and still believe in science. You could be a poet and still believe in science. So my real message for the day today, in celebration of Pandit Nehru's legacy, is to believe in science, is to search for truth, is to have scientific mindset, is to believe in logic and not in dogma, and not in religious fervor and stories of the past. It is nice to have religion as the base, but at the end, science makes things happen. With this, I want to compliment you all for all the work you do. I want to wish all the young people a good sort of conversation at this event with all of us, with colleagues. I want to thank Mohammad Mansoor for taking the leadership to organize this. I want to thank all other leaders of the Indian Overseas Congress for all the support and hard work they continue to make things happen. Without all of them, we won't be able to do what we do at Indian Overseas Congress. Everyone's contribution is well respected, recognized, and valuable. I don't want to take too much of your time, but I do believe that the message of science is the message of life. Science is everything. And better science will define better future for all of us. Thank you.
Really, this is what we are waiting for, to hear from you and all our students. Thank you very much, sir. Now I would like to present our former Foreign External Affairs Minister Salman Khurshidi sends a message for us. Kindly play.
Assalamu alaikum, Bahrain. My best wishes and greetings to all members of the Indian Overseas Congress and of course the Indian community who live in Bahrain. I recall my last visit very fondly, and that was for laying the foundation stone for the new Indian embassy located at Seif area, which cost a handsome amount of $7.43 million. First of its kind and stature and lovely island of pearls, Bahrain. I cannot forget the warmth that I received from the ruling family members, and His Highness, and of course the lovely local expatriate community of Bahrain, where I had the pleasure to hear one little child recite the Quran, who was not a Muslim child, but to recite the Quran. It was beautiful. For the very same reason, Bahrain visit is, of course, a memorable visit, and therefore the country remains etched in my mind. And I do recall at that time when I came, the president of the IOC, Bahrain, Mr. Mohammad Mansoor, mentioned about the inter-school quiz competition, which will now be here in 2020, especially dedicated on the Children's Day, and also commemorating the great man, great leader of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. I was deeply touched that his legacy is still being preserved and being passed on to the youth and the future generations to come. One request that I must make to the youth of today, especially, of course, the NRI young people, do please respect your parents and listen to what they have to tell you and what they have to offer from their experience and their cherished memories. We must always learn to disagree in a rational, reasonable, and a pleasant manner. Convince each other. There are always generational gaps. There are new ways of looking at life, and new way of approaching challenges of the future. And I'm sure that your elders will never block any of your imaginative and innovative ways. There's something called time, and it's very precious. It goes and it never comes back. So while you have time in your control, do use it in a wonderful way. Do it by expressing love and affection for your family, your parents. Respect them. And if you do so, you will please God and you will please everyone in the world. So from me here in faraway India, a happy Children's Day to all of you in the lovely kingdom of Bahrain, and also the fact that this coincides with the festive season. Happy Diwali to all of you. May the Festival of Lights bring success to you, happiness, prosperity, and joy to everybody. God bless you. Jai Hind. Here saying goodbye to all of you wonderful people from New Delhi, India. This is Salman Khurshid.
Thank you, Salman Khurshidi, for your beautiful inspirational words. And now I would like to invite our great inspirer and always stood with us in all our activities, Shri Himanshu Vyasji, AICC Secretary for IOC. Please welcome, sir.
नमस्कार एवरीबॉडी. इंडियन ओवरसीज कांग्रेस के हमारे चेयरमैन डॉक्टर सैम पित्रोड़ा जी, बहरीन के हमारे अध्यक्ष मोहम्मद मंसूर जी, आरती जी, मंसूर पलूर जी, और बहरीन के सारे पदाधिकारीगण, और जो इस क्विज में पार्ट लेने वाले हैं वो सारे बच्चों को हमारा प्यार. आज का सैम सर का जो इनॉग्रेशन लेक्चर था वो सही में आने वाले दिनों के लिए बहुत बच्चों को उपयोगी होने वाला है. अकॉर्डिंग टू मी, मंसूर जी, you have done excellent job today. Even when we can see this quiz competition place, it is like a television studio. You have done excellent. And secondly, the idea of organizing this quiz competition, you have involved the young generation. So you are preparing next generation for loving India, idea of India. Jawaharlal Ji's idea of India. You should also try to give them Discovery of India, the book written by Jawaharlal Nehru. How knowledgeable he was and how futuristic thinking about India when we got independent. आज के दिन ज्यादा मुझे बोलना नहीं है क्योंकि आज बच्चों का दिन है. They have to do the competition and get their rewards for it. But I have two suggestions for the thing what you have started for children. एक तो बहरीन की सारी स्कूलों जो इंडियन स्कूल्स है जिनके जहां हमारे बच्चे पढ़ रहे हैं, एक बार एक वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस का प्लान करिए सब स्कूलों के साथ सैम पिटोड़ा साहब का, and we will request Sam Pitoda sir to give enough time to talk to them. It should be a two-way conference in all schools, because एक साथ आप बच्चों को कहीं इकट्ठा नहीं कर सकते. But whenever schools open, organize it in schools. तो उस वक्त हम जो बात साहब से करवाएंगे वो रिगार्डिंग साइंस, उनके मन में जो भी फ्यूचरिस्टिक सवाल उठे उसका जवाब we will request Sam sir to answer on it. And I think kids have more curiosity. Between 8th standard to 12th standard you can take up, and I think it will be a good conversation and enlightenment for the students of Bahrain, those who are studying in Bahrain. दूसरा मेरा एक सजेशन ये है कि आपने यूथ को भी काफी इस प्रोग्राम के अंदर जोड़ा हुआ है, तो यूथ के साथ भी ऐसा एक कन्वर्सेशन बहुत रिक्वायरमेंट है, क्योंकि जैसे नेहरू जी की आपने बात शुरू की है, वैसे आज के दिन में गांधीयन आइडियोलॉजी कैसे रेलेवेंट है उसके बारे में भी एक कन्वर्सेशन आपको यूथ के साथ बहुत करना जरूरी है. मैं मानता हूं कि आपके वहां टाइम निकाल के काम करना थोड़ा मुश्किल है, लेकिन आपने कंटिन्यूअस किया है. आई हैव सीन द वीडियो टुडे, यू हैव डन थ्रू आउट. कोविड के अंदर जो सोशल वर्क भी किया है आपने, वो भी एक्सेलेंट किया है. सो वॉट एवर योर टीम इज डूइंग अंडर योर लीडरशिप इज रियली एक्सेलेंट. आरती जी ने भी काफी सबको मदद किया है, उसका भी नोट लेना चाहिए. और आई ऑल्सो अप्रिशिएट क्राउन प्रिंस ऑफ बहरीन, जिन्होंने हमेशा इंडियन ओवरसीज कांग्रेस को अलाउ किया है, साथ दिया है सोशल एक्टिविटी को. सो दीज आर ऑल थिंग व्हाट you have done, and I really appreciate, and whenever and wherever you want our help, we are the soldiers of the party under the leadership of Sonia ji and Rahul ji. We are doing good. आज के दिन में मुझे आपको एक खास रिक्वेस्ट करना है कि प्रोग्राम के अंत में आप लोग थोड़ा एक मौन रखना, क्योंकि हमारे बहुत बड़े लीडर अहमद पटेल जी हमारे बीच में नहीं रहे हैं, और उन्होंने पार्टी के लिए अपना सारा जीवन दिया है, और लास्ट में हमारे IOC के प्रोग्राम में भी वो आए थे. तो मुझे लगता है कि एक उनको श्रद्धांजलि दे के हमारा कार्यक्रम आप समाप्त करना. वो हमारे काफ़ी अहम लीडर रहे हैं. तो आज के दिन मुझे कुछ ज़्यादा बात करनी आप नहीं है. आप लोगों को बहुत बहुत शुभेच्छा. ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट टू ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स, दोज हु आर इन द फाइनल competition, and I am very happy that you have a great anchors also to organize things, and they coordinate very well. Thank you again. Namaskar.
Beautiful words. And now I would like to invite Dr. Arti Krishna ji, but unfortunately she is there, and she is in a remote area where the connectivity is very low. She sent us video, so we'll be playing her video. Thank you, Arti Krishna ji, for your all support, and she's well known as in this region as repatriation queen. Play the video, please.
Sam Petroda ji, Imam Shuji, Mansoor Palu ji, Mr. Mansoor Mohammed, President of IOC Bahrain, all members of IOC and children. I would like to first of all wish all of you in Bahrain a very happy Children's Day. This year we had both Deepavali and Children's Day on the same day, that is 14th November. It's only fitting that both should be celebrated on the same day, since on Deepavali we light the proverbial lamps to drive away the darkness and light the righteous path for all humanity, especially for our own children, our future. However, I am aware this had to be postponed due to the sad demise of His Royal Highness Prince Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa. I would like to convey my sincere condolences for this great loss. I would like to take this opportunity to felicitate the Indian Overseas Congress of Bahrain for celebrating this year's Children's Day by organizing an inter-school quiz competition. IOC Bahrain has taken several initiatives in the recent past to engage with the vibrant Indian diaspora in Bahrain and raise the profile and strengthen the bonds of the Indian community. I congratulate the Indian community for contributing to the progress of Bahrain as well as to the welfare of our own country. India-Bahrain relations are at all-time high, especially after many bilateral visits of dignitaries and policymakers on both sides. Allow me to felicitate all the youngsters who are participating in today's quiz. I'm delighted that as students you continue to keep up with your interest in India and be in touch with Indian ethos and values. To grow up with a deep appreciation of our heritage is essential to ensure that you do not lose your roots. Even as we celebrate the Children's Day, let us not forget that this is celebrated on the birth anniversary of one of our great sons of India, late Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. Let us remember him today and offer our homage. Pandit Nehru was affectionately called Chacha Nehru by millions of Indian children because they saw in him the hope for the future. The entire nation was inspired by him, and what India today is the creation of the very children who grew up. Now it is up to you, the children of today, to carry on the tradition. The country needs your dedication and hard work. The opportunity you have got to grow up in a friendly country gives you the ability to have a global vision. This is a time when international cooperation is most essential to deal with the COVID-19. I hope we all get over this crisis soon and you'll grow up healthy and safe. I wish IOC Bahrain, the Indian community, and all youngsters the very best for the coming year. Let us also pray that the darkness of this COVID pandemic is also dispelled with the dawning of the new year. I would like to thank Mr. Mansoor Mohammed and all the office bearers of IOC Bahrain for organizing this meaningful program today, and I also would like to wish best of luck to all finalists of today's quiz competition. Thank you.
The Middle East convener of IOC, Mr. Mansoor Pallu, a well-known writer, orator, and established journalist. On behalf of the IOC community, let me welcome him to say and bless this event.
Respected President of today's function, Mr. Mohammed Mansoor, IOC Bahrain President, our Honorable Chairman, Dr. Sampit Rodaji, dear AICC Secretary Himanshu Vyasji, Dr. Ardi Krishnaji, and my dear students and friends. First of all, my best wishes to all the students who are participating in IOC Inter-School Quiz Competition. Our first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, rightly said that the children of today will make the country of tomorrow. Chachaji's deep bonding with the children was exceptional. Nehruji once said, I may not have time for adults, but I have enough time for children. Of course, Jawaharlal Nehru's unmatched love and remarkable ideas on childhood can't be summarized in one or a couple of quotes. Apart from his role as a freedom fighter and first Prime Minister of India, Pandit Nehruji has left behind a legacy of education and development of children in our country. For him, children were the real strength of a country and the very foundation of society. Nehru's belief that the concerns of the whole world are more important than those of a single country provides an insight into his pluralistic vision and all-embracing philosophy. I take this opportunity to congratulate Bahrain IOC for their wonderful presentation and for organizing this event to encourage the little victories of our children. Thank you all for listening me. Jai Hind.
We have got eminent educators of this island to bless this gathering. The principals of 4 schools, Mr. V.R. Palaniswamy, Mr. Saji Jacob, Mrs. Mole Maman, and then Mr. Arun Kumar Sharma. Now, yes, we are winding up with the public meeting. This is the most awaited time of this day. Here we go, time to meet our mega minds on Limelight with IOC Bahrain community. Thank you. Wait with us. We may need 3 minutes to arrange. Thank you.
Respected President of Indian Overseas Congress, members, principals of various CBSE schools, and competition participants, greetings of the season. Indian Overseas Congress is doing a wonderful job for the student community. Congratulations. You have our appreciation and good wishes. It is said that a child is like wet cement. Whatever falls on it makes an impression. Indian Overseas Congress has given the students a platform to showcase their talents. Wishing all the participants, especially the finalists, the very best. Though Children's Day is long past, I wish all children happy Children's Day. God bless you all. Thank you.
Respected President, officials and members of IOC Bahrain, principals and students of different schools. Greetings to all of you. I place on record my appreciations to IOC Bahrain for organizing an inter-school quiz to the school students to commemorate the Children's Day. We learned that a large number of students have actively participated in the preliminaries, and congratulations to all the participants. My best wishes to all the finalists and wish them all the very best to come out successfully in the finals. Once again, I congratulate and appreciate the organizers for organizing such a wonderful educative program for the school students. Thank you very much.
I, Saji Jacob, Principal, Bahrain Indian School, would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the management and the staff of IOC Bahrain for reaching out to each and every student of CBSE schools in the Kingdom of Bahrain with their unique inter-school quiz competition on the occasion of 131st birth anniversary of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first and the longest serving Prime Minister of India. It was amazing to witness such large number of students taking part in this competition, and I would like to congratulate each one of them for their excellent contribution. Let me also take this opportunity to congratulate all the finalists for their outstanding performance to reach up to this level, and I would like to wish each one of them all the very best for the grand finale. Dear student, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose. What matters is your participation, your hard work and your confidence. As it is always said, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. With this, I would like to wish all of you all the very best. Good luck, do your work well and make your school and your parents proud. All the best to all of you dear students. Thank you so much.
Let me wish all children who take part in the quiz competition organized by the Indian Overseas Congress, marking the birth anniversary of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, all the best. Thank you, IOC.
Good evening, everyone, and this is the most awaited part of the evening. I know all the contestants have been eagerly awaiting the start of the quizzing portion. Well, quizzing in India has a rich history, rich enough to have its own sub on Wikipedia. Neil O'Brien, the father of the famous Derek O'Brien of the Bonvita quiz contest, conducted the first documented formal quiz in 1967 in Kolkata. But one of my favorite formats is that British quiz show, Mastermind, and Mastermind India, which was hosted by Siddharth Basu, who's also the brains behind Getting India quizzing with Kaun Banega Crorepati. And in a similar fashion, we too are giving you, our lovely supporters and audience, a chance to play along with us and win fabulous prizes. All you have to do is go to ahaslides.com/IOC live, create a username, add any emoji you like, a happy smiley face perhaps, and you can play along with our contestants and win lovely prizes. We have our social media team standing by, and they'll help you with everything you need. You can find the details on our Facebook page, and audience scores will be shared on our Facebook page as well. Now, trivia and quizzing is more than just winning and losing. It's about gaining knowledge. And on that note, let me introduce you to our brilliant finalist, shortlisted from almost 350 participants. Chaityak MP from Bahrain Indian School, Animesh Panda from New Millennium School, Shruti Bhattini from Asian School, and Gaurav Prakash from Indian School. I hope you guys are excited. Let's hear something from you. Chaityak?
Good evening, everyone. Myself, Chaityak here. And if anyone's having any problem with the pronunciation of my name, you can pronounce it in any way because it's a noun. And if you want the correct pronunciation, it is Chaityak, Chaityak.
Hello, this is Animesh Panda here from New Millennium School, DPS, and a very good evening to one and all.
Hello, my name is Shruti Bhattini and I'm from the Asian School, Bahrain, and I'm very thankful for this opportunity. Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Gaurav Prakash and I study in class 12 representing the Indian school. I have a few hobbies like singing. I'm a singer myself, and I also enjoy watching and playing football.
So those were our brilliant finalists. As you can see, they're excited, although a little nervous, I can see. We will show you a mock of how the quiz works while the audience logs on to AHA Slides/IOC quiz. The participants will log on to AHA Slides/Sonorita, which is my name, Sonorita. I didn't introduce myself before. I'm Sonorita Mehta, and I'll be your quiz master today. So while the kids log on, have you all logged on to the mock trial? Let's get started with the mock trial so even the audience can see how this will work exactly. If you're on your mobile phones, you may have to scroll a little to find the right answer. And of course, the most interesting part about us playing with AHA Slides and quiz, playing the mock is that fastest fingers first. So in the quiz as well as in the mock, it'll be fastest fingers first. Children, you can all log on to ahaslides.com/Sonorita. That's Sonorita. If the audience has figured out AHA Slides, they can also join us in the mock. Let's get started with the mock. Is it Agniban, Prithvi, Brahmos, or Nag? You have 10 seconds remaining. India successfully carried out the final user trial of which anti-tank guided missile? Are you having some? Okay, let's see with the next question if you're seeing the options. If you're not, we'll switch to another device perhaps. Gaurav got it fastest with 92 points. Animesh is on number 2 and Shruti on number 3. Can we have the next question, please? What was the name of the news started by Jawaharlal Nehru? Look at your phones. Was it the National Herald, Anand Bazar Patrika, the Times of India, or Punjab Kesari? What was the name of the newspaper started by Jawaharlal Nehru? Your time is up. The answer is, in fact, National Herald. Let's see who got it there first. And our leaderboard shows Gaurav in the lead, with Shruti on number 2 and Animesh on number 3. Let's move to the final question of the mock trial. Again, fastest fingers first, guys. So the audience, if you're Googling your answers, you might not be there. The IMF expects Asia's economy to contract by %, in 2020. Is it A, 3.2, B, 2.2, C, 1.2, or 0.24, or 0.2, sorry. And let's look at the answer. The answer is 2.2. You've got it right. Gaurav is in the lead, Shruti a close second, and I think it's an audience member, Srivatsan, who's on number 3. That was our mock trial. Now all you have to do is go back to AHA Slides/IOC quiz to start the real quiz, where the points will matter. I hope the audience has been able to join us. So audience, you can play along with us, you can join in all the fun, you can also win prizes, and see if you're smarter than these 4 children sitting right here. I hope you've all logged into AHA Slides/IOC quiz, and I hope you're ready. ahaslides.com IOC Live is the link for the audience to play with us. ahaslides.com/IOC Live. Now, while we wait for all of you to join us, are you all ready? Are you on IOC quiz? Are you nervous? Take a minute. Let's breathe. All right, shall we get started? Let's start with the first question. I'm being told, let's hold on, let everybody join in and give the audience a chance to participate with us. Audience, it's ahaslides.com/IOC Live for you to join us, IOC LIVE. And we'd love to see you participate alongside our brilliant minds. It's getting quite tense in the studio, I can tell you. Kids, are you excited? Are you nervous? Are your fingers itching to get going?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I think the kids are too scared of me. Do I look that scary?
No, ma'am.
There are very hesitant yeses and nos. Where are your mics? Or where is the mic that you had? So how did you prepare for today's quiz?
Well, I went through a few books and mostly did something online. But I just went through a book for Indian history, then current affairs online.
Are you sure you're going to be able to retain some of that knowledge?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I think multiple choices might help.
What about you, Shruti? How did you prepare?
I went through most of the current affairs, and I read a few books which I thought might help, and that's about it.
How about you?
Hello,
Animesh?
this is Animesh, and I have done some research, but mostly I'm relying on my past knowledge and past skills.
What about you?
Mostly, not mostly. I took most of my practice from the websites, which I studied from.
And you're hoping to retain some of that knowledge. Well, the one thing that I feel helps me is instinct. Like Animesh also said, past knowledge comes back and helps you. Usually it's that flash of the first answer, like Sherlock Holmes has a palace of his mind, where he's swifting through the answers, and in those couple of seconds, you're supposed to get the answer, right? So it's your first instinct that's usually right, but don't hold me to that if your first instinct turns out to be wrong. So kids, it's up to you, and we're just waiting for the audience to be able to log in. It's ahaslides.com/IOC live. So we're looking forward to seeing you quizzing alongside our lovely, brilliant minds over here. They're itching to go. I hope so are you. And I'm just getting the feedback that we'll need, say, about 30 seconds to get there. When you were doing your elimination rounds, what was that one question that stood out to you that you think made you win?
Well, really, I don't remember.
You're all blank right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Think about it. We'll come back to you.
Okay.
I had this question called what was the great stupa in India, and fortunately I got it faster than others, and it was in Madhya Pradesh. That's how I got into the leaderboard and I came here.
We had this one question where they asked how many brains does an octopus have, and I remember a little while ago in my old school where a 4th grade kid told me about it. So I think that was one question that actually stood out.
So it's the 4th grader that made you smart.
So yeah, it was a tough competition. I think the second place was very close. So I think it went down to the last question. I think it was, if I'm not right, I think it's which place did pizza originate in Italy. So I just got it. I think I got 91 points. So just like very small margins. So yeah, that's what made the difference.
Where did pizza originate?
Oh well, I actually remember it. I mean, I read it in a book before, long time back. So yeah, instinct. No, just a general knowledge book. Yeah.
All right. Have you managed to remember?
Well, I still don't remember if I'm right. There was a question which asks about when did Nehru, Chacha ji meet Gandhi ji. So I think it is that.
1916, sorry, 62. I think the nerves are getting to me more than they are to the contestants. And I hope you've all logged in now, finally, to ahaslides/IOC live to play along with our brilliant minds and test your mettle and your skills and pit yourself against these, I would like to say 12th and 9th and 10th graders. Are there any 12th graders in the house? How many of you are in the 12th? All 3 of you? Yeah. So you're in 12th, raise your hands. You're in 12th standard. We're expecting you to have more of the knowledge. Or perhaps not. Will Girlpal rule? Shruti, you're on 10th, right? And he's the youngest in 9th grade. And as I look behind the scenes, I want to check if all of our audience members have been able to log in and if we're good to go for starting this wonderful quiz. I know it's been nail-biting thus far, and let's see how the kids perform. All the best to you guys. Again, we'll take a deep breath and get started. $30 because there are a couple of people who are having a little bit of trouble with IOC Live on AHA Slides, and we really want the audience to be with us and participate and have fun as much as we are, and that is the only reason why we're holding off and kind of making these brilliant, genius little kids also feel more and more nervous by the minute. As the seconds tick by, they're just like, let's go, yeah, let's have a huge cheer for the audience who's trying to participate with you and see if they're smarter than you. Maybe we can do Who's Smarter Than a Bahraini Child as one of the new quiz formats, perhaps. And as we get closer and closer, in the final few moments, and we're loading onto AHA Slides now, I'm looking to my team in the background, the social media team who's trying to help all our audience members get on board. I have the go-ahead, finally. This is going to be fun. Now, just as an offside note, I have set the questions myself. So here's the first one, children. Which species of dinosaur is named after an Indian scientist? Which species of dinosaur is named after an Indian scientist? The names are too long. I will ask you if it's A, B, C, or D. You have 5 seconds remaining, and your time's up. Let's see who got it right. Oh, nobody got it right. The answer is Minotaurus ramchandrani. A was the answer. 15 audience members, I'm told, have got the answer right. Was that enough time to Google, perhaps? All right, we'll move to question number 2. Are the participants ready? Can we have the next question, please? Oh, we had the leaderboard. Shruti got it wrong. Animesh got it wrong. Chaitya got it wrong. And Gaurav also got it wrong. I think I told the children beforehand when we were about to get started that they are going to be tough. The questions aren't easy. And this one was just out of their reach. Let's move to question number 2. Which singer's real name is Stefani Joanne Angelina Germanotta? Are you ready? That's not the singer. That's just an image of a singer playing the guitar. It's too far for me to see who it is. Is the answer A, B, C, or D? Pink, Madonna, Adele, and everyone's answered. Most of you answered Madonna, which is not the right answer. It's Lady Gaga. I wonder if the audience has got it right. Seven people got it right. 6 people got it right. 15 people got it right. Oh, I'm amazed at the audience. The audience is smarter than you kids. Okay, don't get disheartened. I promise you the questions are going to get more interesting. I can't tell you if they're going to get harder or less harder. Let's go. The leaderboard still the same. Shruti did answer first, I guess, but it was the wrong answer. That's why your name shows up on the top. Good job with the fast fingers, Shruti. Let's move on to the next question. The question rewards more points for fast answers. What is the loudest animal on earth? As the meme says, I don't care, lol, bye. And it's a dolphin, but that's not one of the options. So which is the loudest animal on earth? You have 10 seconds remaining. Is it the African elephant? Is it the blue whale? I can't finish the answers. Everyone's answered. And has no one got it right? I can't see, to be honest. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. Yeah. Nobody did get it right, but there are 6 people in the audience who did. Yes. Sperm whale. It's a sperm whale. Right. We'll move to the next question. And as it loads, question number 4. The Konark Temple was built by, look at your phones for the answers. The Konark Temple was built by which of these rulers? Is it A, B, C, or D? Everyone's answered again. And no one got the right answer again. It was Narasimhadeva I. Oh, everyone has to still open their accounts. It's a tough quiz from the looks on the children's faces. 15 people got it right in the audience. Well done, audience. I think the trophy is moving towards the audience more than the contestants. And one of the contestants says that's not fair. The leaderboard, Animesh answered the fastest, although it was not the right answer. So some movement in the leaderboard. But let's have a look at the next question. Perhaps it will be easier. That's just hoping. Question number 5. How is Lord Mountbatten, the last Viceroy of India, related to the Queen of England? How is Lord Mountbatten, the last Viceroy of India, related to the Queen of England? Is he the uncle of Queen Elizabeth? Is he the uncle of Prince Philip? Is he the uncle of Prince Charles? And everyone's answered, and 3 of you have the correct answer. I thank the Lord just now. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. Who is it? Chaityak, you've got there fastest with 83 points, opening the score. Animesh is on number 2, and Shruti is on number 3. Let's move on to the next question. So while we wait for the next question to load, we would like to thank our sponsors. The event is powered by MBM Holding. It's co-powered with Aeroscope. And our sponsors include We First, Pinpoint, Cable Ram, Euroturbine, and gift hampers sponsored by Al Hawaj. And now we'll move to the next question. What is the resting place of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru called? That should be an easy one. What is the resting place of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru called? Is it A. Teen Murti Bhavan? Is it B. Anand Bhavan? Is it C. Shakti Sthal? Or D. Shaktivan? All of you have answered, and I'm trying to see who's got it right. Nobody has got it right. There's a silent oh. So our leaderboard states the same, with Chaityak on number 1, Animesh on number 2, and Shruti on number 3, Gaurav on number 4. Gaurav still needs to open the tally. You'll do it. Don't worry. There are easier questions coming up, I hope. I don't remember. But it's an interesting time, isn't it? It took a while for our contestants to start up on the leaderboard, but we'll power ahead with the next question. Question number 7. Remember, fastest fingers first. Look at your phone. Which Formula 1 driver holds the record for most number of Grand Prix race wins? Which Formula 1 driver holds the record for most number of Grand Prix race wins? I heard the kids talking about this while we were waiting to get started, and I told my quiz director, this is going to be trouble. Yep, everyone's answered. And everyone's got it right. Lewis Hamilton, I said there were some easy questions. I threw in a couple of easy ones. This was in the news recently because he's overtaken Michael Schumacher for the most number of race wins. Our audience has got 50-50, so they've got equal number of answers, right answers, and equal number of wrong answers. Well, we finally threw the audience off a little, so that was a good one. A look at the leaderboard here, and Animesh has surged ahead with 168 points. Chaityak has come on to number 2 with 150 points. Gaurav has opened the score at 92 points. And Shruti has slipped down to number 6. There are children who played in the prelims also participating. They wanted to see what it would look like to be here. So that's good. Tell your friends. There's still time to join us. Right, moving on to the next question. Question number 8. What is the capital of Bahamas? So simple, so cute, so easy. Right, guys? They're busy with their fingers. 17 seconds remain. What is the capital of Bahamas? Is it A, B, C, or D? This is quite easy, I think. What do you think, audience? Are you also Googling it right now? I think so. Most of you got it right. The correct answer is A, Nassau. And let's see if the leaderboard has flipped about a little bit. And on number 1 is Animesh with 257 points. On number 2 is Gaurav. Good start. A bad start, but a good catch-up at 185 points. Anne-Marie Thomas on 167 points and Chetyak on 150 points. Shruti slightly behind him on 132 points. As most of you who've played the elimination know, it's just a couple of questions and we're just halfway through. We're not even halfway through. So don't get disheartened. Let's move on to the next question. I hope the audience is having fun playing with us. Question number 9. Nephalocochia is the practice of doing what? I've probably pronounced that wrong, but you can see the question on your mobile devices or laptops if you're playing with a laptop. What nephalocochia is the practice of doing what? Very good. There are 2 correct answers. I wonder if the audience is getting it right as well. It is finding shapes in clouds. That is the right answer, finding shapes in clouds. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. Oh, we've moved to question 10. Which country is completely landlocked by South Africa? We've come back. Gaurav is on number 1 with 261 points. Animesh on number 2 with 257 points. Dev on number 3 with 171 points. Chetyak is on number 5 with 150 points. And Shruti is on number 6. But you've seen the next question already. You've had a minute to think about it. Let's move on to that question. They're thinking about it already, and then they have 20 seconds after that. So on question number 9, can we see the question? I think someone's having trouble logging in. That's what that was. Let's have a look at the next question. I think we're having some technical difficulty. No, we're fine. I misspoke. Which country is completely landlocked by South Africa? Now, this one's a good one. I really like this question. I love South Africa. It's a beautiful place. If you've not been, you should. And while I was talking, everyone's answered with only one right answer. I think it's you, Gaurav, right? Your hand went up, you fist pumped the air. Air fist bump. I got it wrong. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. Yes, Gaurav had got it right. He's on number 1 with 354 points. Animesh is on number 2 with 257 points. Chetyak is number 3 with 150 points. And Shruti on number 4 with 132 points. So we're almost at the halfway mark. Are you guys feeling better now? After the disappointing start of the first 3 or 4 questions? I can see. You can change the Wi-Fi. We're having a little problem with the Wi-Fi. Animesh is changing his Wi-Fi. We'll let him do that. It's a closed room. Sometimes we have to do these things. The internet connection not as solid or stable as we'd like. And while he's doing that, everyone is thinking about what could possibly be the next salvo that's thrown at them. I think the audience are having a lot of fun. We're good.
Thank you, everyone, for participating. And today, I would like to say special thanks to Mr. Ajit for Convex organizing such a beautiful studio. And this is the first experience what IOC is done here. And I really say thanks to all of you, and especially our chairman and ACC secretary in charge IOC, and plus convener and RTG, and also all school chairmen and principals, and also all the clubs presidents, Indian community clubs presidents, and especially I missed out some names. Shakil Azmi is here, chairman of Ibn Haytham Islamic School. I welcome you, sir. And Mr. Amir Beg from president of Bahrain Urdu community, and Pradeep Chetty, president of Kannada Sangha. And I have one more interesting gentleman here, Mr. Anup Keval Ram. He's also our sponsored gift hampers. He's sponsored today. And also a special event, I would like to mention that his father, who met Nehruji when historic visit to Bahrain. And I would like to say, Mr. Anup Kevalram, he provided that photographs to me with his father and Nehruji. It was really interesting. It will connect our Bahrain with our Nehruji because we are celebrating today Children's Day. It's very well connected. And I would like to welcome Mr. Layan Rajendra Bhatt and Mr. Kiran Upadhyaya and Mr. Adil Inam, Adil Hasware, and Mr. Anis Siddiqui, Mr. Saurabh Bandari from UK, and Sumangala from USA, and Dr. Pooja from Bangalore, and Mr. Banswaraj from Spain, IOC. And I would like to say special thanks to Mr. Anura Matnaiji. He's our global coordinator for IOC events. He's the one who really talking to all of us and energizing for the events. And he's there. I mean, he's with us today, especially. And I thank you, all of you, for joining us today. Thank you.
And we'll start again with the quiz. We'll restart the quiz. I hope the audience is waiting along with us as we move into the next question. Coming up on your screen now. And just as we get into that, I'd like to let you know that this lovely event, this lovely quiz that we're having with the children, the IOC Overseas, Indian Overseas Congress Inter-School Quiz Competition is brought to you by, it's powered by MBM Holding, co-powered by Aeroscope, and our sponsors include We First, Pinpoint, Cable Ram & Sons, and Euroturbine. And we have gift hampers by Al Hawaj. The next question, watch this short audiovisual clip, please, and the options will follow, as will the question.
I look forward to my talk. I take this opportunity.
The image, the question is related to the image.
Value the help we have received.
Can we move to the question on the next slide, please?
I take this opportunity. Help we have received from the United States in our stupendous task. I look forward to my talk.
If you can see the picture, the question is related to the image that you can see. I think there's some technical difficulty with you playing the image, the visual clip, but here's the question. Who is Indira Gandhi standing with? Which US president is this that she is standing with? You have 5 seconds remaining. Richard Nixon, Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, or George W. Bush? You've all answered Nixon, but the answer was Ronald Reagan. And 41 people, only one person, 2 people, 21, okay, I'm sorry, I'm misreading the cues from our crew. 21 people got the right answer. Congratulations. Let's have a look at the leaderboard, which is undoubtedly stayed the same. Gaurav stays in the lead with 354 points. Animesh is on number 2 with 257 points. Dev is on number 3 with 171 points. Chaitya is on number 3 with 150 points, and Shruti is on number 4. Let's move on to the next question. And here comes question number 12. Before independence, or 1947, who was the richest person in India? Was it Maharaja Gaikwad of Baroda? Was it Mir Osman Ali Khan, the last Nizam of Hyderabad? Was it C. Maharaja Sindhia of Gwalior? Or was it D. Maharaja of Travancore? And your time is up. Yeah, some of you got that right. It is in fact Mir Osman Ali Khan, the last Nizam of Hyderabad. And let's have a look at our leaderboard. Gaurav didn't get the right answer, but he still stays on number 1 with 354 points. Animesh on number 2 with 257 points. Chaityak has moved up with 238 points. He clearly knew the answer, and so did Shruti, because she too has moved up and has 208 points. And let's move on to the next question. Question number 13. Fastest fingers first. In which state of India is the city of Jhumri Talaya situated? In which city of India is the city of Jhumri Talaya situated? In which state of India? Is it A. Uttar Pradesh? Is it B. Madhya Pradesh? Is it C. Jharkhand? Or D. Arunachal Pradesh? Yes, a couple of right answers. Slowly the contestants are beginning to breathe again. Let's see how they did on the leaderboard. Gaurav knew this one, so he surged ahead, and he obviously had faster fingers than the rest of you. He's on 437 points. Chaityak is on 330 points. Shruti is on 288 points, and on number 4 is Animesh with 257 points, who probably got this wrong. Don't worry, there are more questions. Moving on, question number 14. We still have 6 questions to go. The largest species of penguin fossils found in Antarctica suggest that these birds... The question hasn't loaded. I think it's something to do, probably refresh. It's loaded now. Right, we'll take it out of 19, so none of you were able to answer that, so that should be fine. Right? We'll move on from the leaderboard, which will stay the same. Let's have a look at that. And move on to the next question. Question 15, I hope that's loading for everyone. Before being sold as a children's toy or a children's plaything, it disappeared again. I think it's coming back if you refresh. And okay, let's not answer this question. So before being sold as a children's plaything, Play-Doh was used as a wallpaper cleaner. I'll just tell you the answer now. Since we were not able to play that question, we'll move on to the next one. Refresh, please refresh your page. Are you able to refresh your page? You were able to answer? Okay. Sorry? We'll check that at the end then. We'll move on to the next question, please. Is everyone able to see it? No signal. Apparently we're having some technical issues. Hopefully we can fix them in time to come back. When we hit refresh, are you able to see our sponsors who have powered this event? The event is powered by MBM Holding. It's co-powered by Aeroscope. Our lovely sponsors have been We First, Pinpoint, Cable Ram and Euro Turbine, and lovely gift hampers sponsored by Al Hawaj. As we move to the next question, who was India's first woman cabinet minister? I hope everyone's able to see this and answer. India's first cabinet minister, woman. Is it A. Sarojini Naidu, B. Rajkumari Amrit Kaur, C. Kamla Beniwal, or D. Annie Besant? I hope you've submitted your answers. Let's see how everyone did. Ooh, couple of hits, couple of misses. The leaderboard will give us a better picture. The leaderboard stays the same, with Gaurav on 495 points, Chaityak on 330 points, Shruti on 288 points, and Animesh on 257 points. We'll move on to the next question. A snail can sleep up to, get ready for the options, 3 days, 3 months, 3 weeks, or 3 years. Is it A, 3 days, B, 3 months, C, 3 weeks, or D, 3 years? I can see the contestants thinking hard about what the snail could possibly sleep, how long the snail could possibly sleep, but the time is up. And some of you didn't get it right. One person got it right. Let's see what the scoreboard says. Yep, there is a slight change there, with Gaurav still staying on 495 points, but Animesh has moved up on to 348 points, Chaityak on 330 points, and Shruti on 288 points. Lovely. I hope the audience is having fun playing with us as we move on to the next question. Number 18. 2 more questions left. How many times had the Mona Lisa been stolen from the Louvre? How many times has the Mona Lisa been stolen from the Louvre? You can see the beautiful painting on your screen. Is it A, 2, B, 1, C, 3, or D, none? Has the Mona Lisa ever been stolen, or has it been stolen 2 times, 1 time, or 3 times? I hope you've locked in your answers, because the time is up. And a lot of you answered 3, which is wrong. Nobody answered correctly. And we'll move on to the scoreboard, which stays the same, with Gaurav in the lead, followed by Animesh, then Chaityak, and then Shruti. We'll move to the second last question. I hope the audience at home is playing along and having fun answering these questions. Which countries are separated by the Strait of Gibraltar? Which countries are separated by the Strait of Gibraltar? Is it A, Portugal and Morocco? Is it B, Algeria and Spain? Is it C, Morocco and Spain? Or D, Algeria and Portugal? Yeah, tough geography question there. Which countries are separated by the Strait of Gibraltar? And your time is up. Yes, some happy faces inside the contestants because they've got the correct answer. And let's see how that has changed our leaderboard. And it was Gaurav who got it right in the fastest time. He's got 576 points. Animesh, who's got 427 points. Shruti is on number 3 and Chaityak is on number 4. For our final question, I hope you all are playing along. I hope it has been fun, but I can hear the heartbeats of the 4 contestants sitting here who are hoping that they would know the answer to this one. And I hope the audience is feeling the same way, because it could mean a lovely gift hamper for you as well. Let's move on to our final question. Well, I was already good to go there, Animesh, but his thing was loading. there's a 20-point difference between the top two scorers in the audience. So the audience has been having a lot of fun playing alongside with us, and we're really happy and kicked about that. Aren't we, guys? They've had help from Google, you think? Possible. Gaurav says possible. Of course. Impossible. Impossible. Okay. That's a good one. Let's move on to the final one. Question number 20. Slowly loading onto your screens. Coming to you all the way from AHA slides. The last question is this. In which part of the body would you find the fibula? You've studied it in school. How much of it do you retain? In which part of the body do you find the fibula? Is it A, the arm, B, the hip, C, the ear, or D, the leg? In which part of the body would you find the fibula? And your time is up. Oh, couple of wrong answers. This is in 7th or 8th grade. It's in the leg. The tibia and the fibula in your leg. How has the audience done? Quiz director, can we know? Has the audience got it right? They're trying to find out how well the audience has done before we reveal the scores for our participants. Later question. I will find out for you how we can fix that. Can you tell us how the audience has done? Oh, I think it's gotten quite interesting on Facebook with a lot of people answering the right answer. Oh, we've got an audience call. Well, this would be fun. On WhatsApp. For me. Farzana has scored the most number of points in the audience with 1,244 points. Anshara is on number 2 with 1,238 points. Kartika is on number 3 with 1,218 points. And Ritesh is on number 4 with 963 points. So it's less than a difference of, it's under 10 actually, between the first and the second. Congratulations, Farzana. Well done to you. The contestants are gobsmacked with the number of the high score that the audience has got. And let's find out how they've done. Let's look at the leaderboard. And Gaurav has won it with 576 points. On number 2 is Animesh. Number 3 is Shruti. And number 4 is Chaityak. Congratulations, Gaurav. And while we look at the audience scores once again, it's Farzana from the audience who's won it. And with the students, it's Gaurav. Gaurav, let us know what you felt.
Yeah, hello, hi. Yeah, it was tough, obviously very tough. And I think more than a quiz, this was something, I mean, a lot to learn today, I think. I think this is one of the best quizzes because there's a lot to learn from today, and I hope I can take this and, improve my performance better for the next, whenever I participate in some other quizzes.
Lovely to know. And we'll come back shortly after a small little break, and we'll award you your big, giant, shining trophy, and also to your principal. We'll take a short break now.
Hello everyone. First of all, happy Children's Day to all of you and hearty congratulations to all the students who participated in the IOC Children's Day quiz competition, and good luck to the 4 finalists, and may the best student win this contest. Special appreciation to Mr. Mansoor, President of IOC, and his team for conducting once again a very successful quiz contest. Thank you very much.
Namaskara. Under the able leadership of Mr. Mohammed Mansoor, IOC Bahrain has organized an inter-school quiz competition on the occasion of Children's Day as a tribute to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of independent India. I would like to wish a very happy Children's Day for all the children, and today we will be witnessing the final rounds of the quiz competition. We have 4 finalists from 4 reputed schools of Bahrain: the New Millennium School, the Indian School, the Asian School, and the Bahrain India School. I would like to wish all the finalists all the very best, and also congratulate IOC Bahrain for organizing such a wonderful event. Thank you.
Good evening to one and all. Myself, Khurshid Alam, General Secretary, Organizational Affairs, Indian Overseas Congress, Bahrain Chapter, would like to convey my best wishes to one and all, the participants, the finalists, and especially the parents who has given the permission to the children to participate in this inter-school quiz competition on the occasion of Children's Day, remembering our Chacha Nehru, our first Prime Minister of India. I am indebted to praise the tireless efforts of organizing team under the able guidances of our President, Mr. Mohammed Mansoor, and convenership of Mrs. Shamli P. John and Mr. Austin Santos, the joint convener, as well as Mr. Tawfiq as quiz director. A special thanks goes to Mrs. Senorita, the fabulous quiz master. IOC Bahrain will be continuously organizing such events, promoting education and encouraging children who are future of our nation. IOC Bahrain has been and will be doing various charity events also to serve the society at large and nation. All the best. Jai Hind.
Hello and welcome you all. Today we reached to the finals of IOC quiz competition. It gives us immense pleasure that after preparations of several weeks, we reached to the final successfully. And I thank the organizing team who put all their efforts to make this event happen successfully, and express my gratitude to the guests who joined us from different parts of the globe, especially from USA, it is too early there, and the guests locally from Bahrain here who joined us with a short notice. I, Muhammad Ghazullah, personally thank you very much, and I wish best of luck to all the participating school and students. Hope to have a wonderful event. Thank you.
सम्मानित अध्यक्ष मंसूर जी महोदय, प्रचारक महोदय, अधिकारीगण, संयोजक महोदय, आईओसी बहरीन सदस्य और विभिन्न स्कूलों के छात्रगण और हमारे सम्मानित मेहमान, आप सबको सभी को नमस्कार। आज हमारे सम्मानित मेहमान भारत के आईटी क्रांति के जनक श्री श्याम पित्रोदा जी आए हुए हैं। हम सभी उनका बहुत बहुत स्वागत करते हैं। अपने बहुमूल्य समय हमारे बीच बिताने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करते हैं। मैं स्कूल के छात्रों को बाल दिवस मनाने के लिए एक अंतर विद्यालय प्रश्नोत्तरी आयोजन करने के लिए आईओसी बहन की बहुत सराहना करती हूँ। बड़ी संख्या में छात्रों ने प्रारंभिक दौर में भाग लिया और सभी प्रतिभागियों को बहुत बहुत बधाई। सभी अंतिम दौर में पहुंचे छात्रों को शुभकामनाएं और अंतिम दौर में अच्छे प्रदर्शन और सफलता के लिए बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। एक बार फिर मैं स्कूल के छात्रों के लिए इस तरह के अद्भुत शिक्षा पर कार्यक्रम को आयोजन करने के लिए आईओसी बहन की बधाई देती हूँ और सराहना करती हूँ। धन्यवाद।
So welcome back again. And before prize distribution and vote of thanks, I would like to say thanks to our visionary leader, Sam Pitrodaji, because of giving us a blueprint of IOC, what to do in all kind of social service and CSR. And we have tried our best to do it, and I'm sure that will try to continue that. And I would like to, as I mentioned before, our fifth generation Indian community, Keval Rams, and his father met Jawaharlal Nehru when he visited Bahrain on historical visit. I would like to show that photograph on the screen. And so I would like to invite Mr. Kishore Keval Ram to have a few words on that. Please, Kishore Keval Ram.
Good evening, friends. It is really an honor to be a part of this IOC get-together children's competition, and we are really proud to be the sponsors, as one of the sponsors. And it was really a proud moment when Shri Rahul Gandhi ji, Shri Sam Pitroda ji, everybody was here in Bahrain, and continuation of my father's meeting with Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru ji when he was the Prime Minister in 1957, and he visited Bahrain. It was really, my father always used to brief me about this incident, and he was very proud of this association. Thank you very much for letting us be one of the sponsors, and we are really proud to be associated with such events where we have the future of our country and who are blossoming, and it's good to be a part of it. Congratulations to all the IOC team, and especially Mr. Mohammad Mansoor, who is really doing a commendable job. All the best, and best wishes to all the children who have participated and the winners. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Kishorji. And before I completing the introduction of Kishore Keval Ram, I would like to say thanks to all our committee members. Without them, it wouldn't have been possible to conduct such a beautiful event and all this work what we did in Bahrain, especially our General Secretary Khurshid Alamji and Bashir Ambalai and Mr. Sochan and Mr. Mohammed Gaz, and especially our I call him as a booster, a technical advisor also, Mr. Taufi and Shamili ji, she's here with me today, and also and I want to say special thanks to our quiz master Sonorita ji. She in one call she came and she worked with us. I mean around 1 week almost, I think. And thanks. And now I request to announce the prize with Sonorita ji.
I'll start with number 4, Master Chaityak, MP from Bharat's Indian School. He's come in 4th position. Let's give him his award. The last one here. A big round of applause virtually for Chetak. He tried really hard. Well deserved. On number 3 is Ms. Shruti Vadani from Asian School. Well done. A round of applause for Shruti. Good job. On number 2 is Master Animesh Panda from New Millennium DPS. And the winner is Master Gaurav Prakash from my alumni, Indian School, Bahrain. The rolling trophy also goes to the Indian School, Bahrain. A proud moment for all ISB alumni who are watching, and for Gaurav and his parents. I will present the rolling trophy also to Gaurav. And a huge round of applause. Virtually, it's heard around the world, Gaurav. Don't worry about that. And I pass it over to Madam Shamli for the vote of thanks.
Thank you, one and all who has been watching us on live and Facebook and Zoom. It has been a great event. I would rather claim on it was mega minds with IOC community. I'm really thankful. We have to, the quiz director, Mr. Taufik and Adil from IOC. Let me invite Mr. Vishal Kare for conveying vote of thanks to all.
Before we finish, I would like to call our chairman to have one final word for us. Thank you, please.
Well, I'm very proud of what you are doing, Mansoor. Thank you very much for engaging young people in this activity. My compliments to all of those who participated. My best wishes to the winners. I really appreciate the time local community has given to this event. I know you have a very vibrant, very supportive Indian community there. I had the privilege of meeting many of them. We are proud of their contribution. We are proud of their support. And I hope other IOC chapters can learn something from you and your colleagues to do these kinds of events everywhere. I also want to thank Kishore for showing his dad's picture, which I liked. I think it is good to remember history. And it is good to really celebrate these kinds of events. So thank you for your support. And hope we all remain connected and continue events like this. The real compliments to you, Mohammad Mansoor, for your leadership in Bahrain. Thanks.
I would like to invite Vishal Karkera to submit a vote of thanks.
In this IOC quiz program, we have got the coordinator, convener, Mr. Santosh Austin, also to be thanked at this moment. From the team, IOC, thanks to all the executive committee members and the organizing committee members. We want your support. In fact, we would be having a National Day celebration contest also on the way from IOC Bahrain. That would be a photo contest, exploring, excavating the beauty and the culture of Bahrain. That is the title of this photo contest. On this contest, you can capture a picture that you feel that is the best picture of Bahrain on your mobile phone, and then you can tag us on our Facebook page. That would be, and the best likes will be awarded with the winning prize. So that is our next event. The convener for the program is Mr. Taufik and the IOC team. So we want all your support, those who are watching us on Facebook and the community, all the expatriates and the local community here to join with us in this special event. I would say it is again one of its kind, like how we did this mega event. And I'm really thankful to the president for guiding us for all these days. Matter of effort. And then thank you, Sonorita ma'am, for joining with us. We wish her also. And congratulations, a bright star, the nerds and the geniuses and mega minds from the schools. And we are really proud that we could celebrate Children's Day along with these cream layer of amazing kids. Thank you so much for being with us. Over to Vishal Karkare for the vote of thanks.
Honorable Chairman of Indian Overseas Congress, Dr. Sam Pitroda, All India Congress Committee Secretary and IOC in charge, Mr. Himanshu Vyas, Secretary IOC Middle East, Dr. Arati Krishna, Convener IOC Middle East, Mr. Mansoor Pallur, President IOC Bahrain chapter, Mr. Mohammed Mansoor, and our most valued invited guest, principal, faculty members of the school, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear students. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this august occasion. I, on behalf of IOC Bahrain, organizing committee of inter-school quiz competition, the entire team, volunteers, and organizing committee, sponsors, and on my own behalf, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to all the principals who allowed their students to participate in this inter-college quiz competition. I thank Mr. V.R. Palaniswamy, principal of the Indian School, Mr. Arun Kumar Sharma, principal, New Millennium School, Miss Molly Teresa, principal, the Asian School, Mr. Shaji Jacob, principal, Bahrain School. I extend my deep thanks to Mr. Radhakrishna Pillai, the president of Kerala Samajam, Bahrain, Mr. Stalin Joseph, president of the Indian Club, Mr. Pradeep Shetty, president, Kannada Sangha, Bahrain, Mr. Sunil D'Souza, Karnataka Sports Club, Mr. Soman Baby, and Mr. P. Unnikrishnan, chairman, the Daily Tribune newspaper. A big thank you to our IOC Bahrain president, Mr. Mohammed Mansoor, who have been a force behind this event. I thank quiz master, Ms. Senator C. Mehta, who conducted a lovely quiz today, Ms. Shamili John, our quiz convener, Mr. Santosh Austin, a joint convener of the quiz, and Mr. Tawfiq, a quiz director, who was the technical mastermind behind this successful event. Least but not the least, last, I would like to take this opportunity to place on record our hearty thanks and deep gratitude to these esteemed organizations who gave us the financial support. I thank MBM Holdings, who is our main sponsor, Aeroscope Spookus Poland, Euro Turbine, Pinpoint Trading WLL, VFirst Trading WLL, Kevalram and Sons, and Al Hawaj, who sponsored the gift hampers. Without their valuable contribution, this event wouldn't have been possible. Finally, I conclude this vote of thanks by thanking again Mr. Chairman IOC, Dr. Sam Pitroda, Mr. President Mohammed Mansoor, IOC Bahrain, committee members of IOC Bahrain, ladies and gentlemen, winners and participants of this inter-school quiz competition. We thank you for being with us this evening. It was a pleasure, and thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Vishal.
Thanks, everybody.
I would like to say once again, thanks to if any names missed out in this, especially, let me tell you, I'm not a very good speaker, but I am a very good executor. So if any names I missed, and really say thanks. And once again, I thanks to MBM Holding for providing us all the gifts and for the kids and gift hampers and all. And also a special thanks to Himanshu Vyasji. Always, whenever I say something, some events, he said that Mansoor, go ahead and I'll be there with you. And once again, thank you everybody, and please continue support for us to do much better work on the IOC platform as guided by our chairman, Sri Dr. Sam Pitroda ji. Thank you once again. Thank you all.